Roseville and Elk Grove get lumped together on every best Sacramento suburb list like they're the same city with just different freeway exits. There are a lot of similarities, but each has a very different lifestyle. And if you pick based on some top suburb list, you will regret it inside of a year. I'm Chris Reese, and I work with buyers that are relocating to greater Sacramento area, and a great deal of the buyers that I'm working with right now are choosing between these exact two cities. So this isn't a hypothetical for me. It's the exact conversation I'm having on repeat. If you're relocating to the area and you want to run your situation and your specific numbers before you fall in love with a zip code, then stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to look at so that you can avoid making the most expensive mistake of your life. One of the first traps that buyers choosing between Roseville and Elk Grove fall into is they assume that Roseville's kind of the nicer one and Elk Grove is more of the budget-friendly option. But that's not how the math actually works out. Median prices in both cities are landing somewhere in the $620,000 to $670,000 price range. The same price range, not the $100,000 gap that you might have thought. Not even close. Now, something these two cities have in common, aside from the sticker price, is Mello-Roos. Mello-Roos are those special tax assessments that help fund parks and schools and fire stations in the newer construction communities. So if you're buying new in West Roseville, like Fittyman Farms or West Parks or that whole corridor, you're probably going to end up paying Mello-Roos fees. And those Mello-Roos or CFD fees, they can run $300 to $500 extra per month on top of your 1% tax base. And the same thing goes if you're trying to buy new construction in Elk Grove. In South Elk Grove areas like Laguna Ridge or Franklin Reserve, you often find those same fees, about the same range, give or take, because all CFDs are different terms, different prices, and different escalation rates. So the assumption that really trips people up is they're just comparing the prices that they see in the listings on Zillow or online, and they're not actually looking at the actual costs for a specific address. They never verify the Mello-Roos or CFD fees. These CFDs or Mello-Roos fees, they show up on your tax bill. And the tax bill is not just some optional paperwork that you skim at closing. It's the actual difference between a payment that you can afford and one that surprises you at the closing table and each and every month for the next 20 to 30 years. And if you're thinking, fine, Roseville schools, they justify the extra payment, hold that thought, because we're going to test that. Because price alone doesn't settle this. See, there's a second objection I hear constantly, and that's that, well, doesn't Roseville appreciate faster because it's in Placer County rather than Sac County? Maybe. Historically, in some cycles, that may be true. But that's more of a marketing timing bet. It's not an absolute that you can bank on for your specific home purchase. And it's an entirely different question from what your payment's going to look like right away as soon as you close. Don't let the maybe someday appreciation talk you out of running the actual numbers. Appreciation is the thing you hope happens later. The Mello-Roos is a fee that you're guaranteed to start paying next month. I had this buyer, we'll call her Danielle. That's not her real name. And she insisted on a new lot in Roseville because the price was about 40 grand cheaper than a resale property in Elk Grove that she really liked. I told her, let's run the all-in monthly payment. Let's include those Mello-Roos fees and see what that monthly payment comes out to. Turns out the real monthly gap between those two houses was just under $80 a month. Not $40,000 worth of difference, just under $80 a month. So if you're comparing these two cities on price alone, you're doing the wrong math. The right number is the all-in monthly payment, including those Mello-Roos fees, and on the specific house, not the citywide average, and definitely not just based on that listing price. And that leads into this layer that most buyers skip entirely, and that's resale versus new construction. An older resale in Central Elk Grove or East Roseville is sitting on a tax base of just about 1% with little to no Mello-Roos left on them, if any at all, because some of these older districts have already paid off their Mello-Roos bonds. A brand new build in a growth corridor on either side of the region, those Mello-Roos bonds are just starting. So the fair comparison isn't just Roseville versus Elk Grove, it's new construction versus resale in either city, because that split changes your tax bill much more than the city line. Make sure to compare payments on new construction versus resale before you fall in love with the model home. Another trap that buyers fall into is when you look on a map, Roseville and Elk Grove both seem to be about 20 minutes out of Sacramento. So they assume the commute either way is a wash. But that's only if you don't drive during rush hour. Roseville and Elk Grove sit on opposite sides of the region, so that means that you're traveling down different corridors. Sacramento is the center, and Elk Grove is south on Highway 99. Roseville, that's north on I-80 and Highway 65. So from Elk Grove, you're running north down 99 into Sacramento. That stretch of the highway is getting crushed between 6:30 and 8 a.m. every weekday. It's one of the busiest non-interstate stretches south of the city. You've got commuter traffic stacked on top of freight heading to and from both Stockton and Logan. Now from Roseville, you're traveling down I-80 or possibly 65, depending on where you're at in Roseville, where 65 is its own kind of nightmare. Now off-peak hours, that 20-minute or 20-mile drive takes about 20 to 30 minutes like the map says. But during rush hour, easily 45 minutes or more. Now both sections are traffic, neither one is better than the other. It just really matters where you're driving to. If you're commuting to downtown or towards or through into Rancho Cordova, then Elk Grove's Highway 99 route, that may work just fine for you. But if you're going to be headed towards Rocklin or Lincoln, or you have a work from home schedule or possibly hybrid where you're only traveling maybe once or twice a week, well then Roseville near I-80 puts you a lot closer to that whole northern corridor. And if you're going to be commuting into the Bay and you want to be closer to the Amtrak, that might work out better for you as well if you prefer, reading on a train rather than white-knuckling a merge. But that's what people get fooled by, is they think that 20-minute drive they see on all the blogs is real. Trust me, that's off-peak commute time. And nobody commutes off-peak. Before you pick a city based on drive time, get in your car and drive at 7:15 a.m. to your actual job. Take the actual route from the house you're looking at to your job. That's the only commute that really matters. And of course, if you're fully remote or hybrid where you only need to commute a couple times a month, this trap really doesn't matter to you. So don't let this commute situation distract you from what's really important in making this decision. Maybe you're optimizing for something else. Fiber internet, a home office setup, proximity to a coffee shop or a gym that you're actually going to use. Or maybe you just want a quicker run to the airport for those days that you actually do need to travel. If that's you, don't let the commute conversation drag you into a decision that was really never even part of your decision in the first place. That said, if you're still driving into an office, 3, 4, 5 times a week, this is not a minor detail. It's the difference between an extra hour either back in your day or out of it every single day for as long as you own the house. If you want some help running that drive time comparison with your actual commute, not the blog's version, but yours, that's an easy 5-minute conversation, not a research project. Just reach out and I'll walk you through it before you burn an entire Saturday going to open houses in the wrong city or the wrong side of the city. Another trap that I see buyers fall into is they want to get a good school. They want to buy in an area with a good school for their kids. So they just Google which city has the higher rating for schools. And then they want to buy a house in that city. The problem is that number can be all wrong for your kids. Elk Grove Unified is enormous. Dozens of elementary schools under one umbrella. And the district is ranked amongst the top in Sacramento County, but with real variation from school to school within that district. Now, Roseville has smaller elementary school districts. Eureka Union, Dry Creek, Roseville City Unified, and they all feed into Roseville Joint Union High School District. And those smaller districts, they post proficiency scores that are well above the state average. But you have to understand, in both districts, that district-wide score that you see is an average amongst all the schools in the district. Your kids don't attend the average. They attend one specific school. And that particular school, well, they may perform entirely different than the proficiency score that you see on the average for the entire district. Picture a buyer that picks a city based on a district rating without checking the specific school that's within the boundary of the house that they're buying. They close on the house, they enroll their kid in school, and then they find out that their assigned elementary school sits nowhere near that proficiency number that they saw in the district website. Now, aside from the school conversation, is a lifestyle question that most people don't even consider. These two cities, Roseville and Elk Grove, and even parts within the cities, they just don't feel the same day to day. Elk Grove's Old Town is a walkable historical plaza. More than 40 buildings on the National Register. The kind of place you wander on a Saturday morning without a shopping list. Now, Roseville's newer West Side neighborhoods, they lean more polished and master planned. And they're built around major retail corridors like the Galleria. Now, neither of these situations is a value judgment. It's a lifestyle fit question, and only you know the answer to it. If a walkable, historical downtown plaza matter to wherever you buy, then you may lean more towards Old Town Elk Grove. If you want a more modern shopping corridor like around the Galleria, a more modern master planned environment community, well, that pulls towards Roseville. Saturday errand runs through a 19th century plaza or a modern mall corridor. For some of you, that answer landed instantly. Pay attention to what it was. There's also a bigger picture personality difference between these two cities, and that shows up in everything from park systems to the city council meetings. Elk Grove is still very much a growth city. It continues to add residents fast enough that traffic and school capacity are recurring themes at the city council meetings. And that growth is exactly what's funding things like the newer regional parks and the community college presence from Cosumnes River College. Roseville is more like an established, built-out suburb at this point. Sierra College is the closest community college, and it sits, just up over in Rocklin. The retail base is more mature. The growing pains that Elk Grove is still working through, Roseville already worked through those about a decade ago. Neither phase is automatically the right one for you. A younger family that wants everything brand new, well, they might lean towards a new growth city. But for buyers that want amenities that are already finished and traffic patterns already established, they might prefer the opposite. So if you zoom out, the real choice was never really Roseville versus Elk Grove. What it should be about is your commute, the assigned schools that your children will actually go to, and your tolerance for Melrose fees versus your actual entry price. A family that wants historic downtown and doesn't mind that Highway 99 commute? Well, Elk Grove's your answer. An established household chasing top-tier elementary scores, maybe a more polished retail corridor, and better proximity to Rocklin, Lincoln, and maybe a Lake Tahoe run? That's going to be Roseville. The listing photos never tell you which one you are. Your lifestyle does that for you. 3 traps, same underlying mistake. And every one gets solved by an alternate number that describes one specific house. Your specific commute, your children, one specific commute, and your children. Whichever city you're leaning towards right now, Roseville or Elk Grove, the lean isn't the problem. Deciding without running your own lifestyle fit, that's the issue. You can't make this decision off listing photos or some arbitrary district ranking. And that's the truth under everything we just covered. Wherever you end up buying, Roseville, Elk Grove, or some city I didn't even mention yet, run the real numbers on the specific address before you write the offer. The all-in payment with the Melrose included. Look at the actual drive time on your actual commute at the time you'll drive it. And make sure to check the real school boundary for that specific address, not just the district ranking. And if you need help figuring that out, just reach out. Let's get those numbers locked down before you get emotionally attached to a home that doesn't fit your life. And that's how you can avoid making the most expensive mistake of your life. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And check out my other video, Don't Move to These 5 Suburbs Until You Understand This. Ready to stop scrolling and start making moves? Let's make it happen. Also, comment below where you're moving from, I'm curious. And I'll see you on the next one. That's a wrap.